Dr. Ratio can be played in a lot of different teams, and in today's video we're going to be discussing the 3 best ones, starting off with the IPC follow-up team, the classic Ratio, Topaz, Aventurine, and Robin. This team is going to be spamming attacks left and right. The output of attacks, the frequency, is just crazy. And as for the second team, we're going to be switching over to the defense shred strategy. This is going to take advantage of Pela, the 4-star that has just about as many debuffs as any other character, 3 to be exact at E4, and that's going to make it so we don't need to worry about other debuffs, and we can go for Ronmei or Sparkle as our main limited buffer, giving us some crazy damage potential. As for the third team, we're going a little bit different. March 7th in Jiao, very fun strategy with 2 characters that just came out in the last patch, so let's see what that new Ratio team does and how it compares to the classics. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, join the Discord, and let's get right into the run. Starting off, we're going to be using the IPC team, which means that the synergies are actually going to be just off the charts. The fact that we've got Aventurine as sustain and we can still deal this amount of damage and clear with the speed that we're going to be clearing is insane, and that is just a testament to how well the team synergizes with each other, considering that every single character just launches a crazy amount of follow-up attacks. At least 1 to 2 kind of per turn, depending on Aventurine's hits, but as for Topaz and Ratio, they're getting a ton of frequency of attacks. Here, we're going to go ahead and get the Topaz Bonanza thing to go ahead and advance Numbi, but then make sure we get the Concerto before. We are using extra fast Robin to make sure we can get into Concerto immediately and still get 2 actions. So after Topaz and Ratio go, we're still going to be able to go once again. Perfect. Say adios to that with the chalk. We're actually okay taking damage here, even though it survived at a sliver, because that just means more energy and more stacks for Aventurine. Here we're going to go ahead and use the ultimate just to make sure we get that crit damage buff. The damage on this side is a little bit tight. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. There we go, just enough. Go ahead and launch the pillar. We've got the Mark of Debt on Argenti. A bang. Coins, gambling, chalk, pig. Beautiful. We're gonna attack rope on Topaz, but we still got the ulta. We are gonna hold it just to make sure we can expend the entirety of her ultimate during Concerto. And at this point, even though Robin's, we could easily skill and make up for the lost energy if she wasn't close to max energy, but at this point, we are kind of aiming for the ultimate on Ratio. If we don't get the ultimate on Ratio, it's fine. We probably still have the damage. Can we hit the 80% though? It won't be too much damage, but it will give us the 10 energy for the ultimate. Still gonna have to be hit though, I think. Now, if you do have the ultimate for Ratio guaranteed, then you can actually hold the ultimate on Aventurine and then make sure you can get the trigger, and then that sometimes also leads to more chalks or more coins, which then leads to more chalks. But in this situation, we are just going to make sure we get that debuff immediately to make sure we get our damage. %, follow-up. Does Argenti die? 1%. We got the ult, but I think the coins are gonna take it. Yes, it does. Let's go. Now for this team, we're aiming for Def Shred stacking, which means the closer we get to 100%, the more damage we have. With Ratios Light Cone in particular, we get 24% Def Shred, and then if you add that to Pela, Resolution plus her ultimate, which is 56%, that's 80% Def Shred with just these two characters, and Pela can apply 3 debuffs. So here, the Ice Res down plus the Resolution Light Cone is going to get us to 5 stacks of Summation just starting, which is wonderful. That is what we're looking for, especially because we do not have Ron Mei in the team for the extra debuff. That is what I prefer to use in this team, especially swapping Tingyun for Huohuo for a sustain comp, because this is obviously more damage, but a lot less survivability, and you will die, of course. However, as long as we can still hit those follow-ups, the damage is better with my E2 Sparkle versus E1 Ron Mei, but the E1 or the E2, that Def Shred will get you to that 100% cap, which is going to be a massive difference in the damage, because getting that 80 to 100 jump in Def Shred is just crazy. And you're going to see if we just compare the damage of the pure follow-ups from this team versus the last team versus the other team. Given this team does have 3 buffers, so we do need to keep that in mind. A bang. Oh, beautiful. Now at this point, we're going to go ahead and trigger both ults. We do have both Pela and Tingyun on the wind set, which means that they're going to be getting 3 actions. And if we use Dance 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 twice, then we can actually fit Sparkle into this wave because she's on Von Whack. So the last wave, she was able to get her free 3rd action. In this one, we're going to have to force that by triggering 2 Dance Dance Dances. Bang. 183 follow-up is insane. Actually, probably the most I've ever done with Ratio. Boom. Yeah, so 2 follow-ups plus a skill when he's already almost dead. The damage is much, much higher in exchange for us going to be soon to die. That was a proper grammatical string of words. But we do have no skill points, so we will just have to go ahead and boost up Ratio with a very low chance of hitting this next follow-up. Ugh. A little rough. As long as we get the ult on Tingyun, we're good, and I think that was it. Beautiful. The first hit wasn't necessary, but you know what? 10 health and 17 health, it was definitely planned. All planned. Those flat HP and flat defense subs, sometimes they do come in handy. Yeah. At this point, we've got 2 extra attacks, which means that we're going to go ahead and use the ult first, and then use Pela's ult plus attack to trigger both chocks. And as for the second one, and as for the third one, bang. The third, and it might just be my favorite team actually. The Topaz and Aventurine one is also very, very fun just because of how well it works together. But you know what? March 7th and Ratio together is so fun. And Topaz and March 7th together is also so fun. So here we're going to go ahead and pop both the ultimates. What this is going to allow us to do is to actually get just enough toughness damage to break the right enemy so we do not have to take the damage. Perfect. That's why we also basicked on Robin initially, because we do not care about the damage boost until we get into Concerto. So here we'll go ahead and skill. Since Jiao's coming up soon, we'll wait, basic, and then ult. And after that little performance, we can go ahead and start tacking on our hits. Jesus. Bang. You do need to keep in mind that on all of the runs, I should have mentioned it sooner, but of course it does take 5 follow-ups for Ratio to get to his max damage because of the Duran set. What are we looking like here? Not bad. Go ahead and finish it with March. We got the ult up too. And importantly, we did have Jiao's ult up, which means that we do get to keep all those stacks of vulnerability.
It's better to make no mistake.
Bang. March 7th once again. One of the benefits of Jiao versus Pela is that when the phase changes, you're not going to have to worry about some of the problems we ran into in the last run. March 7th, right before Concerto ends, just go ahead and toss out 164. You should get enough attacks, or actually it doesn't really make a difference, we'll just get hit, so Robin will get Concerto that way. Not bad. Argenti's been having some fun AoE swiping our whole team these past couple of runs, except for the Argenti one. But you know what? It doesn't matter. We're still gonna kill him, because the third time is the most potent kill. Is it? I don't know. Turned just slightly morbid for a second, but it's okay. Go ahead and pop the ultimate, and where is Jiao's ult? That can be popped too. Actually, no, we can go ahead and wait until after Feixiao's ultimate, if we even need it though. Probably not. No reason to wait. I think this is it. Goodbye, Argenti, for the third time. Or not. Feixiao just does not like killing this Argenti. I don't know what to say. First, Aventuring gets the kill, and now March steals the second victory. For the builds, the first team we used, Feixiao, was actually on the same set. Every single build, Feixiao was the same, except for the Sparkle one, where we changed out his boots for attack boots. Now, Feixiao, or Topaz rather, if you got the E1 or the S1, you guys can use the Duran, or the debuff set, whatever. Robin very fast, just for zero cycling. If she's not zero cycling, then 120 is all you need with Von Whack. For the second iteration of Feixiao, it actually was a little bit different now that I'm looking at it. It was a 25-ish more crit damage, just because we had Sparkle's Light Cone to make up for the crit rate. And she was 168, so 2 triggers of Dance 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 does put her in range for the 3 actions per wave, which is crazy. And then Von Whack for the first, so we do not have to use 2 Dance 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 to start. And for the final build, the March 7th and Jiao team, what was March on? Kind of a crazy Feixiao if you ask me. I did put her on some of my best relics I've ever rolled, but you know what? That's just because she deserves it. It's March 7th, and my birthday's in March. So, super fast Robin. Robin was a little bit faster in this one, I don't know why. But as for Jiao, he was pretty standard. I really like the Wind Von Whack. And that's all we had for the builds. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about the comparison between these 3 teams. If you guys want to see future team comparisons or anything of the sort, I'm kind of down to try any types of videos right now, because we're almost at 10K and I'm looking to diversify somewhat, a little bit, very much. Thanks for watching once again. Hit that subscribe button, join the Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.